But he shoots the ball. He shoots it 50, 60 times a game. That's his job, is to shoot the ball. Now in basketball, they have usually designated guys to shoot, right? Michael Jordan didn't pass the ball very much once he got it in here, right? He's the man. He wants to go. Right? So I guess the thing is we're doing all these different things. At some point, we've got to shoot the puck. Okay? At some point, we've got to shoot the puck. Now, what's happened is, and Coach Doug talked to you yesterday, and have you guys been out in the dry land with him yet?
Yeah.
Oh, God. How am I working out for me now? So, I say that with all sincerity. Doug's whole thing is don't get wingers, stay out here, don't get sucked in, defensemen go in, defenseman can't leave in front of the net unless what happens? The centerman checks him off first, and then the centerman goes, and the other defenseman, and he's got this whole thing designed so that you can't, it's like Fort Knox, you can't get anywhere near here, right? So offensive principles is how do we break that down? How do we break that down? Well, in the old days, you kind of got the puck in the corner and you passed it to the winger here, and he tried to get the defenseman over to the defenseman and maybe back to the winger, and maybe all this is going on. You snuck somebody in the middle and you made the pass and did that. But teams are really good at rotating now, right? If the puck's here and goes to here, defensively, teams do a great job of rotating. So what you need to do now is, and this has been developed for a while, but there's different ways of doing it. And I'm going to show you a couple of different ways, and I'll probably show you one you haven't seen, is we call what's called cycle. We're going to cycle the puck. So what we need to do is, the puck kind of ends up in the corner, and our forward goes and gets it. But instead of turning back towards the net, we're going to carry the puck. We're going to carry the puck up like this. And this big, bad, dumb defenseman, because they're all dumb, but anyway, he gets it here. He says, "Well, where are you going?" "Okay, well, I'll come with you. I'm going to protect the middle. I'm going to try to mirror you, right?" So all of a sudden, we've gotten them kind of from in here. We've gotten them out to here. All right. And what we've done is we've created some space here. No one's there. Gretzky lived on space. Where did Gretzky used to go to get space and time? Remember? Right here.
His office.
That was his office, right? Defensemen, they'd stand on either side. You gonna go? No, I'm not going. You gonna go? No, I'm not going. And eventually, someone would try to chase him out, and he'd tight turn and pass it at Curry, who'd pound it in the net, and he'd go to the bench, and the coach would say, "What are you doing? Why are you chasing him? You can't score from there." But eventually, the defenseman would get impatient, and that happens. So we created some space because we cycled up here. We have a forward off the back, or the defenseman off the backside, but we also have a forward off the backside. We also have our centerman there, and their centerman is kind of, maybe here protected, right? So what happens is we bring this forward in here like this. So this center iceman, his job probably is to hold that position, right? The defenseman's out here. What's this guy going to do?
Follow the center.
Well, he should follow the centerman, but if he follows him too close into here,
then you leave open.
Wow. Right? So, being the smart guys us forwards are, we're counting on the center iceman because he's well coached. He's going to stay right in here. He's going to protect that middle. We head ourselves up like this. Now all of a sudden, we cycle the puck back to this guy. And this defenseman is like, "Well, hang on a second. I'm chasing this guy. He don't have the puck anymore. Do I stay with him? Do I stop? What do I do?" And you're right. I mean, the thing is, but if this guy is it looks like he's coming out here, this defenseman, he's right in here. So when we drop it back, he's caught here. So this forward comes in and picks up the puck here. Now the defenseman goes, "Ah, crap," puts on the brakes, and starts to head back. The forward who drops it heads into the seam here. Ding, 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 ding. Now we got trouble. This center iceman, who has most likely gotten away from this or whatever, now he's got to make a play. And I tell you what, give me a forward going against the center iceman in the defensive zone, I like my chances here. If this is a defenseman, that's his job. They're good at this. Center iceman, They're just there because the coach told them they got to be there. But you know what I'm saying, right? You've created this outman situation with a forward going against another forward in the defensive zone. It's a cycle. That's what you want. That's what you want. So all of a sudden, now we've created this. The other thing that happens once in a while, somebody says, well, Coach Mike, what about the winger up here guarding the defenseman? Oh, okay. Well, you're right. Maybe this winger slides in here a little bit. What did Coach Doug say about that this morning in the area? Over here. What opens up now?
The point.
Point. We drop it back instead of making a play through this guy. Where does he go with it? Out to the defenseman. And he starts walking in. Now the other winger's over here goes, oh my gosh, I got to get there. He comes over here, and then where does the puck go? Over to this defenseman. And now, okay, so the cycle can break down the defense. Okay, and that's the idea. Now, I'm assuming somewhere along the line you've seen this or heard about it, or your coaches have tried to do that, right? The definition of this, or the reason we do this is to try to break down the cycle, or break down the defenseman. Okay? Here's a cycle you probably haven't seen before, and there's some teams doing it now, and it's becoming a little bit effective. And the reason is because defensively, the center ice and the defensemen are doing a better job. Is that all of a sudden you involve the defenseman up here. Puck's jumped in, forward gets the puck, forward starts cycling up here like this. Defenseman, man, he's doing a good job. He's right on his inside. He's not going to let him get to the middle right here. The other forwards come in here, and their center iceman has done a good job of kind of picking up, not going to allow that. All of a sudden what happens is these two guys make eye contact. You've got a winger here whose job is to kind of stay out here between. As the winger starts coming like this defenseman jumps in here. And there's a little bit of a drop pass here. And now this defenseman, it's amazing, he'll find this lane right here. Right to the net. And this winger, who's been told that that's his quadrant, right? We'll leave that quadrant. Where does he go? What does he do? Does he go? Does he not go?
Well, should follow the defenseman.
Should follow the defenseman. Should.
But does he? Probably not.
He's been told that defenseman, or you got to stay between him and the defenseman. But so he goes in there, and the forward who's dropped it, all he does, he comes out and takes his spot. So defensively, you're in good position. Anybody seen that? Okay. Works pretty good. There's a guy in Anaheim by the name of Scott Niedermeyer. He comes down the wall, and he gets the puck here on a little bit of a cycle. He goes right to that net, and it's trouble. Because what ends up happening is someone has to leave their guy to pick him up. And as soon as you do that, that leaves an open spot somewhere else, right? So the cycle play is designed to break down the opposition. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to pull them away from the net. Get them away from the net. Create some quiet zones in here, and then exploit them by the movement of the players. Okay, we're going to do some cycling on the outdoor rink here, the off-ice dry line tomorrow, just to kind of show you how that works and why that works, and how effective it can be as far as trying to create some offensive opportunities. I think the other thing is I'm a big proponent in the offense is that you're going to try to outnumber at all places. If the puck's in the corner and there's a defenseman there, and we got one forward there, my closest forward, I want you in there. I want you in there, and you make it a 2-on-1. And if they happen to send their center iceman in there to make it a 2-on-2, okay, we've created some space, right? Where's the space? We've created this space. And if we ever happen to win the 2-on-2 battle here and start to come out with a puck, yes, I know they got a defenseman here, right?
We also have a winger.
But so we got a forward. And this defenseman is going to have to make a decision. Do I go and try to take him? Do I stay? And if you're smart, this forward will just back up a little bit.